I think you know that we have a lot of fans in Brazil.
Oh
So
yes.
in my channel, I have some members in the channel, and I asked him to send you some questions. Okay, so
Yeah,
I
excellent.
will pass to you some of those questions. Okay, so this is for Marcelo Oliveira. He asks, as co-creators of World of Ice and Fire, what do you think about the expanding universe of Tango? Is like the Earth of Westeros, right?
The Earth. What word did he say that?
The planet of Westeros is Tango. Tangos in Valyrian. I think I
Oh,
read.
that's possibly
Yeah,
so. I don't know
Ah,
anything. I don't know the Valyrian side of thing. The
yeah. I think
because
no,
it's.
David Peterson
I
created that,
think
so
that I
technically
read
it's like
something about it that the word for Earth is Tangos,
I
something
can
like
see
ah,
that.
that. I mean, in the books they just call the world the Earth.
Yeah,
In the Faith of the Seven is talking, they just call it Earth, and among fans and around like the borders, we sometimes call it Planetos. So you
Planetos.
have
Yes,
Planetos.
Planetos. Yes,
yeah.
yes. So, what do you think about expanding universe of Planetos? What do you have? Sorry. What do you have beyond the know world? Will you ever know or see what lies beyond of Westeros?
I mean, George likes to leave mysteries,
Yeah.
and we did talk a little bit about that. In particular, in one of the early talks that we did with, oh, he's still sleeping. Good. We did a talk in
Sorry,
Sweden.
what's the name of your puppy?
He's called Lancelot. The young one is
Lancelot?
called Lancelot,
Yeah.
and the older one is called Winter. He decided to go to sleep right on top of all our computer cables. So,
I'm concerned about the pole that's caught up in the cable.
Oh yeah, well, it's nothing
important.
too important. It's just it's my tablet, I think, so it's not gonna disrupt it.
So, yeah, George is interested. I mean, he's
Well,
talking about
because we
creation,
talked to him at when he came to Sweden in 2015. Yeah, we did a talk at a historical museum in Sweden, and one of the things that he liked to do in the world of Ice and Fire was the idea of, the old sort of explorers of the 18th and 19th centuries that not knowing what's beyond the next hill. So he wanted to give the sense that there's all this world out there that hasn't been discovered and catalogued. So I think he doesn't want to reveal too much.
Yeah.
He obviously has areas that connect to the story a bit more, like Shy by the Shadow, and there he might reveal more. But I think Yi and Leng in all these places, he wants them to be mysterious names that you get to wonder about.
Yeah, at the same time, I mean, there's talk of a new ET-based show, so I think HBO may explore some areas that George doesn't get around to. But at the same time, there's a story that he wrote called "With Morning Comes Mistfall." It's a science fiction story about a planet that's gets covered in mist almost perpetually. And there's a rumor that there's a creature like the Yeti that lives in the mists, and people keep trying to prove whether it exists or not. And just like people hunt for Bigfoot in America.
Yeah.
And the person who runs the kind of hotel there says that he hopes that no one ever finds it. The truth, and of course at the end of the story, someone does find the truth, and it leads to the person to say, science has, we've explored all these places. Science has revealed so much to us, but we need to have mystery in our lives. We need to have a reason to feel a romance about something, about what is. Does that thing exist? What is beyond that next horizon? What is there? So I think George, for many places, George will probably never give you a real look. Like, we will never get a globe of Planetos showing us all the continents and all the kingdoms. He does want some mystery to remain for all time.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of the history. You don't know everything.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah? So the other question is, do you look at the theories that are posted on Reddit? Which do you think is the craziest one? And why do you think is the most brilliant one?
Adoro diálogos que começam dessa maneira.
Theories. I mean, I don't know where all these theories are. I mean, I've seen theories on our board, on Reddit. I think the funniest, sort of craziest one is probably like the bolt-on theory. Are you familiar with that one?
No, I don't know.
Bolt-on is the theory that Roose Bolton is an immortal vampire
Oh my god!
who basically passes from body to body over time or something. So he's grooming Ramsay to become his next host or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. This
This is
people
crazy.
Best theory. Gosh, I've seen some interesting ones, but I can, like, you know, after now we're 25 years almost since reading these books. We have seen so many theories come and go, and they all kind of just blend together in my head. So I can't say.
The waiting has certainly led to a lot of people passing time with coming up with increasingly elaborate theories and trying to connect things up in very strange ways sometimes.
And people tries to connect the book and the series. That I think this is crazy, because the book is the book, the series is the series. So,
Yes, or trying to connect up all of George's different books, like they're all happening in the same universe or something like that. And all of those feel like they go too far, they're too elaborate. I know we had somebody mailing us once about some extremely odd theory, but I don't quite remember. It was so elaborate.
We get that on occasion. There was people who've, you know, messaged me on the board and confident that, you know,
they've solved everything.
They solved everything, and I just, you know, I smile and nod. I don't know everything. We don't want to know everything, because we want to read the books as
there was a theory that I think is about Hodor, that it was right. Is this true?
Well, yes, it was a bit of a joke on our forum. Actually, the first person to ever come up with that theory, I think he was kind of something of a joke on the board, and it's the first time anyone ever seemed to publicly. There's first evidence on the internet was someone saying, "Oh, well, you know, if you want to say a theory that we think is absolutely right." Actually, sorry, I get distracted because R plus L equals J is a theory we very strongly hold to. That's a very old theory. As far as I know, kind of the boards are where it first started. And that one we believe is absolutely correct. And I mean, I know the TV show has sort of backed it up, but then again, the TV show made Littlefinger the person behind the attempt on the life of Bran. So I don't think we should take that on, which is funny in itself, because my big kind of failed theory was actually the theory up until like Storm of Swords was published, that Littlefinger was in fact behind the attempt on Bran's life, which was wrong. It was Joffrey, but the TV show went actually kind of resurrected my theory, which is very strange.
Yes.
And especially because I had stopped watching at that point, so Linda had to tell me, hey, well, you know, you don't believe what they've done. They decided to have Littlefinger.
Sorry, Linda. Please.
No, go ahead.
I was asking if Linda watched all the 8.
Yes, I did, since I was working on the subtitles. I was helping with the subtitles in Sweden and advising them on, for some of the early seasons, I did the actual subtitles, and then later on they had to do them so quickly, and HBO also wouldn't let them have the sort of the material out of the office. Yeah, so then I helped them make sure it was correct.
It's amazing, because this season of House of the Dragon, I knew a person here in Brazil that does the subtitles for Brazil. So I think it's an incredible job, because when you know only the series, is the only way to know everything about the world. You know? Yeah. So I don't know that you are involved in this.
Yeah, I was also involved with House of the Dragon, advising them again. So, because the important thing is, I mean, when you take something like that has this created world and if you put somebody to do the material who doesn't know the world,
Yeah.
it's so easy to misunderstand things and to not know how to translate it. The company that I freelanced for did not do season 1 of Game of Thrones, and they had some odd mistakes there. Like they had insisted on translating Septon to basically priest,
Yeah.
rather than just keeping the word, and they had translated septa as nun. And while, it just gives you don't feel like you are in Westeros
Yes.
then when you don't get to keep those terms. So it isn't. Obviously, speaking of Hodor, all the translators had a very big problem with that episode
Yes.
of Game of Thrones,
Yes.
because somehow we had to get that to be able to work with the hold the
Hold the
door,
door.
regardless of the language. And obviously, people hadn't known, if they had known from the start that Hodor was a contraction of hold the door, they could have changed Hodor's name.
Yes.
But they couldn't go and do that now. So
At the same time, if they had changed his name, it would have given away.
that the name meant something,
The
yes.
name
So
meant
it
something.
was an
Yeah.
unsolvable dilemma, really.
Yeah, this was problematic here in Brazil. Because
I can imagine.
Here, a lot of people watch the series not on the English but in our language, in Portuguese.
Yes, dubbed, yes.
Dubbed, yeah, and so you have hold the door, hold the door, hold the. It's segura a porta, segura a porta, segura a porta.
Forte.
Segura a porta, segura a porta, segura a porta, a porta, a porta, a porta, a door, a door.
It's
How does that
what?
become Hodor? Yes.
It's something that when you talk about it, and we know that problem happened in all around the world.